In the 18th century, the timeline for a successful revolution was entirely predictable. When empires fall, the military commander with the army behind him simply picks up the crown and places it on his own head. By 1783, America seemed poised to follow that exact script. The British had surrendered at Yorktown, but the new nation was struggling. The civilian government, operating under the Articles of Confederation, was entirely bankrupt and incredibly fragile. The Continental Army was camped in Newburgh, New York, and they were furious. Congress hadn't paid the soldiers their promised wages, and a group of high-ranking officers began secretly planning a military coup to overthrow the civilian leadership. George Washington held all the leverage. He commanded the absolute loyalty of the troops, and he had a clear, unimpeded path to march those men straight into Congress and take total control of the country. Instead, Washington walked into an officers' meeting and delivered a single, deeply personal speech. He addressed their shared sacrifices and successfully diffused the mutiny, killing the coup on the spot. By refusing to turn his military dominance into a political dictatorship, Washington allowed the civilian government to find its footing without a bayonet at its back. In December 1783, Washington stunned the globe. He walked into Congress and voluntarily surrendered his commission, handing power back to civilian representatives. When King George III of England heard rumors the American general might actually step down, he reportedly said, "If Washington did that, he will be the greatest man in the world." This is Mount Vernon, Washington's Virginia plantation. He returned here to civilian life, actively proving that the military must remain strictly subservient to civilian rule. Returning to Mount Vernon demonstrated the commander was, first and foremost, a citizen, a transition shattering the expectations of a world used to eternal kings. But as this parchment shows, the initial government was failing. To fix it, Washington reluctantly emerged from retirement to preside over the 1787 Constitutional Convention, where "we the people" replaced the broken Articles of Confederation. Washington was unanimously elected as the first president. He stepped into the role acutely aware that every single action he took would set a permanent precedent for the new office. The Senate proposed addressing him with titles like His Highness. Washington rejected all of them, insisting on the entirely civilian title, Mr. President. He recognized the danger of unilateral authority, so he invented the cabinet to distribute executive power. To avoid an echo chamber, he appointed bitter rivals, Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson, ensuring he received sharply competing advice. By building these guardrails, Washington engineered the presidency to operate as a limited constitutional office, steering it far away from anything resembling a democratic kingship. By 1796, Washington faced immense public pressure to remain in office until his death. Yet at the end of his second term, he unilaterally decided to walk away again. He delivered his final instruction manual, his farewell address. Its lasting impact appears on artifacts like this 1861 envelope from Liverpool. In it, Washington explicitly warned the nation about threats that could destroy unity: regional factions, political parties, and foreign alliances. His voluntary exit triggered the first contested, peaceful transfer of executive power in the nation's history, proving the American system could survive without its founder. Washington's self-imposed two-term limit became an unbreakable tradition, holding firm for a century and a half until codified by the 22nd Amendment. Late in his life, however, this deep-seated ethos of relinquishing power collided head-on with his personal status as a wealthy Virginia planter. The philosophical contradictions of the American Revolution sparked a growing disillusionment in Washington regarding the institution of slavery. In his final will, he ordered the emancipation of the enslaved workers he personally owned, effective upon his wife's death. This act of emancipation was highly unusual among the large, slave-holding Virginian founders. It represented a final, profound surrender of absolute power, this time over human lives. Washington's legacy is defined by the vacancy of that seat. He spent his career gathering the authority of a nation, only to spend his final years proving the Republic was strong enough to survive his departure.